Okay. We're live, baby.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We're back. Finally. Took a week off. Nice little week away. Cleanse the mind, cleanse the body.
What'd you do? Did you go anywhere?
No, I had a double. Well, I had a tournament. It was called Baseball
Right.
Fest. Yeah, so we had that going on. We won it. We had a little bit of a tussle. We won't go into details. There was a little tussle. That's all, and we'll move past it. Yeah, no, it wasn't bad. Enjoyed. It was the first hot stretch we got up here. So we got 92, 93, but it was humid. So on the turf, especially for those baseball games, you know how it is. Felt like it was 110.
Yeah,
it was our first stretch of
the steam. The steam coming up from the field, man.
Yeah, Adri was sitting in the stands, and she said she could see it radiating up.
Yeah. It's
crazy,
horrible.
crazy. Yeah, so that was it, man. What about you? What'd you do?
Well, actually, I had some family come in from Minnesota. Did it get postponed? Are we our Mets game get postponed or no?
No, it was my stupid Phillies update.
But no, we got family coming from Minnesota, and so we went up to Melbourne, which is 3 hours north of us, still on the East Coast though. We went up, saw the family, had a nice cookout. My father's cousin, his wife's mother is from Sicily, and she cooked a cannoli cake, but just it's just all the ingredients. Oh my God, dude. This is the greatest thing I've ever tasted. It was wild. It was so good. It was so good, but it was good to see family. I haven't seen a lot of family, but it was nice, cause I don't live near a lot of my family, but it was nice going to see family and stuff. And, my dad's side of the family we're all Italians, so it was nice to come back with my Italian family. And then, yeah, we watched Italy won today in the Euro Cup, so they're in the net. They're in the semifinals.
Plus 180,
dude. They did our heritage proud.
Yeah. I saw they were plus 180 today, and I almost thought about it, but I was like, I don't know. I don't watch soccer.
You should ask me. I would have told you. Yeah, man. That's that's what gets me in trouble if I'm betting tennis. Is that I'm a sucker for the Americans. So it's the Americans are plus 700. I was like, well, that's a lock at plus 700. And then they get demolished. And I'm like, well, I should have expected that at plus 700. But
that's awesome.
Dude. But no, it was nice. It was nice to get a week away and to relax and stuff. And
right.
I mean, you're in Florida. You're not really, where can you go vacation?
Yeah. No, that's true. And this time of the year kind of sucks, right? Because it's just hot.
It's hot, and then the summer really is it's gonna rain every day. At some point in the day, it's gonna rain, and we're really hitting our stride in rainy season. So I don't think it was nice. It was nice when we went up to Melbourne, but when we got back down, especially in this we're in the tropical bed in the Miami Broward area. I don't think I woke up one day without it pouring. It was raining as soon as I woke up in the morning.
I was gonna say, isn't it typically mornings? And then by 11 o'clock, it's 100 degrees and sunny.
Yeah, and then by 4 o'clock when it started, it's later in the day. It's gonna start to thunder and lightning. So I was actually playing tennis with my dad today. And we got 30-40 minutes on the court. It was nice. We were playing, and then all of a sudden, the lightning. Yeah, we're all right, we're good. We played 40 minutes. We're good.
We're done.
Yeah, that's as good as you're gonna get here. But now it's nice. It's cleared up. The sun's not gonna go down till 9:30 here. Or whatever point. But no, it was good. It was good. And excited to get back. Excited to get another week at Belmont.
Yeah, man, we got 2 weeks left, this week, next week, and then we close up shop for Saratoga. I can't wait.
Yeah,
I can't wait.
And then when Saratoga starts, I'll be up in upstate New York. So we will be together.
Yeah.
For the first week, of Saratoga, and we'll finally get to do a final Furlong live.
That'll be fun. And it'll be on a Friday. It won't be on our usual Saturdays, but still, man, Fridays at the spa are just the cards are great. You know, they're great every day.
We'll have to set something up. Maybe we can end up doing like we can do like a podcast at your place maybe, or figure out like what we can do. And we could do like a live podcast with like both of us.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And we're
cool.
just there.
Yeah. We'll figure something out.
Yeah, we'll figure something out.
Yeah. Before we get into this though, we did coming the week before our off week. We had a pretty nice week. I hit a best bet.
You had a very nice week, and I'd like to say that I did call that you were going to have a very good week. So
yeah, you did.
If anybody deserves credit for your good week, it is me.
You did. Hey, man, you know how they say, if you do believe and do, I was due.
I was praying on it, man.
So
no, but you did have a good week leading up to it. So it wasn't like it was, out of the blue. You were running pretty hot for a couple of days.
I didn't so what it was, the week before I had a terrible first 5 races, and then I picked it up in the last 5 and then I got it going right into, the week before last. And that helped. I honestly, leading up to, I felt like I couldn't pick anything. Everything looked right, but then I picked it. My horse would jump at the gate, or he'd break slow, or he's mid pack. He'd get pinched, pull up. Like like those days when your first 3 horses get scratched and you're just like, all right, well, that's, here you go, hang it up for the day. But yeah, I'm definitely excited. That week off helped. It gave me the itch. Don't get me wrong. I was checking prices all last weekend. I didn't play anything, but I was checking. I was sitting there. We got a hot jockey race too. I mean, today I was looking, Irad and Jose are tied 53-53 going into Saturday. So, we have a pretty big week of racing as far as the Belmont Jockey Colony too. I think that's going to be pretty cool coming down to the end next weekend.
Interesting. I'm looking at my card for this. I got a lot of Irad and Jose winners, or like Irad, Jose. So, and I think that they'll, not to give away any of the secrets, but I think they'll be neck and neck all week, trying to.
Luis Ayaz has been winning a lot of races too. He's been winning. Dylan Davis is starting to win some races.
That's good.
Yeah. So I'm excited. With that being said, let's get into it. You ready?
Yeah, sure.
All right, Belmont race 1, mile and a 16th maiden race going, or 40,000 maiden race going the mile and a 16th on the turf. Hopefully, they were rained off the turf Thursday. They raced 2 races. The big race is on the turf today. The weather looks good overnight down there. Looks like tomorrow should be a good day. We should have all turf racing. If not, we'll put it out on the Twitter account. The changes, whatever. We'll put all that stuff out there then. But we're going to go forward as if we're going to have a great day of racing. Why don't you go ahead and talk to me about your picks in race 1?
All right. So I have a 3-8-1-7. My lead here is Mondoose, the 3 horse at 7-2. David Donk.
David Donk's that big Jets guy I was telling you about.
Yeah, big Jets fan.
Jets
had to take him. He actually, I think he won me a race maybe the week prior, whatever. But anyway, he was in the Mondoose was in the money with Jose last time out. Good trainer, has been a bit unlucky. I think that somebody's going to have to beat him in this race. And the thing that I've had trouble with at Belmont is thinking that horses are going to beat other horses. When it gets around when you're getting around that corner right there at Belmont, it seems like a lot of horses have trouble picking it up for the last. And I think I was reading Kendrick Carmucci said, if you're trying to catch up with a horse at Belmont in that final stretch, you're not going to catch up with them.
Yeah.
So a horse here has to beat the 3 Mondoose. I don't know if it happens. I like the 8 Home for Christmas. I like Joel Rosario on it. I like the trainer here, and I like the speed figure balance. I think the horse can get. I think the 8 is the horse that can get lucky and beat the 3 Mondoose. I also like the 1 Saez Bella Principessa. Principessa?
Yeah, Bella Principessa. Yeah.
7-2, Rudy Rodriguez. It's a good
trainer,
Baker. Right? New jockey though, and it's Saez. So, he's, like you said, he's been winning races, has been in the money 50% with the new but he's now with the new trainer. and he has the speed figs to break away late. But the issue is, can horses break away late here at Belmont? And then I have the 7 Sweet Franny Lou Irad. He's lost the last 2. He's lost to 2 previous horses in this race, but 3 to 5 times he's been in the money, and he gets Irad on his mount. And that's always a great sign when you get Irad on the mount. Maybe Irad sees something he likes with the horse. Maybe doesn't think the horse has been ridden well in the past. So maybe the 7 has a chance too. I don't know. This is a good starter race. We'll see where where it's a good kickoff race.
Yeah, I landed on the 7 Sweet Franny Lou. I like Tom Morley. I think this is one of those races that they could steal. There's not really a lot on paper. I mean, you could go back his last race at Belmont, mile and the 16th on the turf, came in 3rd by 2 lengths. Pace was fast early. Maybe he didn't get the trip he needed. I'm not real sure, to be honest with you. Why I like this horse, it may be a little bit of the Irad effect. I do think that the 1 though, Bella Principessa, is very, very live. I think Luis Zayas, Rudy Rodriguez, the horse came in 2nd by half a length, 3rd previous time. So it looks, if you look on paper, it went 4th, it went 3rd, it went 2nd. Maybe it's progressing. Maybe it's starting to find its, you look at the distances, 6 furlongs, 6 furlongs, mile and a 16, 7 furlongs. I like the stretch out here because maybe it tells you that the horse was running strong late, in its last race, and they're looking for the extra distance here for it to keep pushing through. I think this is, like you said, this is a really tough race. I wouldn't be surprised if, you look up and then, like you said, a horse like the 8 Home for Christmas, Joel Rosario, comes home with it, and you think, oh, what? Why? Because it was Christophe Clement and Joel Rosario on the grass. It's just it's a very tough race. But I mean, I think as we go through this card, today, all these races are like that this weekend. Today, tomorrow, but July 4th is always a big weekend at Belmont. This is the only weekend they actually race on Monday, so they'll race July 5th as well. They always do like the holiday series. So you're just getting the best of the best. Like we're gonna touch on, you get some of the best jockeys. I personally am not a Flavien Prat guy, but you get some of the best jockeys from other, parts of the country fly in for weekends like this in New York, and Flavion's on some mounts later here in the card. So, but I think, like you said,
I think he's
first
also
race,
on the 4. I think he's also on the 4 here too, but I don't think he'll open and win. Yeah, Lady Manhattan. He's on a Todd Pletcher horse.
$65,000 horse at Keeneland by Tonalist. I mean, that's another horse. You look up and you're like, how'd that horse win? Because it did.
Exactly.
So I think it's, it's one of those days where we're hoping that we're close.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think there's going to be too many. There's a couple horses in here that we talked about earlier that could jump the day, but for the most part, this is a pretty competitive card.
Yeah.
All right.
Go with race 2.
Yep. Yeah, man. You want to take it? Go for it.
Sure. We got race number 2, right? Maiden, 3-year-olds and up. 6 furlongs. We're talking about a sprint here, baby. I got a 5, 6, 8, 7. The 5 dagger board with Manny Franco on the jockey. Brad Cox, the trainer here. I don't like the horse, but it has been a bit unlucky. Maybe just a loser, right? We talked about that horse. That was a horse that did me in a couple weeks ago. That you were just telling me, hey, maybe it's just a second place horse. Maybe it's not a winner.
One thing for me that I noticed that, and I landed on this 5 dagger board with you. One thing I noticed that intrigued me is his last race. Okay, he came in 2nd. His last race was a $25,000 maiden special rate. He came in 2nd to a horse by the name of Forest Spirit. Forest Spirit is actually your pick in the next race, and he's 30-1 in an $80,000 allowance. So you could say, yeah, he's stepping up. 25,000 Forest Spirit 1, stepping up to 80,000. Maybe there's some horses in here why he's 30-1. I don't love that our horse lost to a horse that's taken such high odds its next race. Maybe that's the odds makers and, morning line makers that are telling us that last race that both these horses were in wasn't too good. You know what that's a tough one to read. I think in this particular race, I think Daggerboard, I think it's going to be okay. I think it's going to be okay. I think if we don't get the first race, I think we get the second race here.
So I also like the 6 quick return with Davis, Dylan Davis on the jockey here. The thing that you know, it's placed 2 out of 3 times, right? But it is a new jockey. He's got a great early pace, but he needs to hold on late. I think Dylan is a bit more reserved when it comes to running. Dylan's
he's not the aggressor.
He's not aggressive.
He lets the horse run its race.
Yeah. So maybe that's what the jockey needs. He had Kendrick all 3 times beforehand.
Who's the most aggressive,
right? So maybe the trainer James Ferraro saw something with Davis where he's like, well, you know, his late pace is so poor. Maybe he'll be better if we just hold him off early. Because early, he's flying. He's flying, right? 97 time form US pace early, but his late is poor. And maybe if we can get this horse to hold off when we needed to kick up that next gear, I think we can get it.
So, what I think, honestly, I think you said that perfectly. The pace setter for me is the 1.
Okay.
No. I'm sorry. The 2, Napoleon Complex. The 2. That's, to me, the pace setter. That horse looks like it's gonna just absolutely go. If it gets out of the gate well, it's gonna go, and I think it could hook up with the 6, and our 5 sits off of it. I'm hoping there's a little bit of a duel up front, because I agree. I had this race 5, 6, 9, 3. So for me, my second choice was, as well as yours, the 6 quick return. So I think for us, it would benefit if the 2 and the 6 hook up right off the bat, burn each other out, and our 5 kind of cruises on by down the stretch. I think we're going to end up as the odds-on favorite. Maybe not too bad, because I do think the 5 or the 6 is quick return will take some money. I do think this 3 as well, my primo, he's going to take some money. I mean, he's had a lot of chances. Sometimes that's an angle old school handicappers love to take in maiden races. Somebody that's raced the most amount of times.
Yeah, because experience. It's all experience, right?
Yeah. So I think that horse is going to take some money. That 4 naturally going to take some money because it's Irad. He's going to take money for sure. Perfect Symphony. I didn't like that horse, David Donk's horse. I didn't think there was much there to go off of. But you never, these maiden races, man. I'm telling you, you don't know. You really just don't know.
I do like your 3, my primo. I do like that horse a lot, and I like the jockey on it, Harkey. I think that's a jockey. I think that's a jockey that that when a lot of horses battle, right, and tire themselves out, he's a guy that comes out and you're like, oh shit, he's the one that is able to get the upper hand, because a lot of guys are dueling. I do want to send some attention to the 8 and 7 horse here. I like the 8 horse, Bulgari, with Saez on the mount. He's never been in the money, but he's 12-1, but he's 12 to 1. And I think the balance on this horse is pretty good. So if you're looking for maybe, a trifecta or an exacta in this race, and you want to, if you're looking for some horses to add, the 8 for Saez, 12 to 1, that's always good odds with Louis, right? And then the 7, Captain Remington, Luis Cardenas, 20 to 1. It's a 20 to 1 horse. And it's got really good late speed. I'm gonna do an exacta 8-7-6-5 here. And maybe we get like a 20 to 1 second place, or a 12 to 1 second place, and it hooks up with that 5. Because the dagger board, I don't know if it stays at 2. It's 2 to 1 right now, money line.
It's gonna get back. It's gonna get back.
I think
9 to 5.
Yeah, I think it'll get better, especially with Irad, because Irad's always going to take late money. But maybe that bumps Captain Remington up to like a 30 to 1 post.
Yeah.
And maybe Saez gets bumped to like 15 to 1 post. So just some horses that I'm also looking at in this race. But that's all I got.
Yeah, I like it. All right, Belmont, race 3. 7 furlongs, allowance race, 80,000 on the dirt. I have this race 1-4-6-5. I landed on the 1, Tirgan, Luis Saez, Rudy Rodriguez. I liked his form coming into this. I mean, second, first, second, second, second. I'm personally, I'm one of those people. I see 3 straight seconds in a row. It tells me that this horse doesn't like to bite the wire. What I do like is that Luis Zayas, this is his second time riding him, and he came in second last time, so maybe he knows how he's going to ride him. Rudy's one of those guys. You know, it's tough with Rudy because he'll sometimes just race a horse to race it. You know, you never really know with Rudy's horse. He's a good trainer, don't get me wrong, but he's not one of those trainers where you look and you're like, hey, this trainer has a horse today, and he usually sends out horses that are prime. Rudy will just send a horse out because if it just needs a workout, it's good to get a workout in a race. He's one of those guys, you know, experience on the track versus like mornings, that type of stuff. Which I'm cool with. So I landed on this horse. He might be a bad favorite. I do kind of like the 4. You know, that's the horse that I was really leaning with Quick Flash. I think this could be Irad's horse, John Kimmel. I really like John Kimmel. I went next with the 6, Bingo John. Right? Am I in the right? Yeah, Bingo John. Bingo John. That's another one. Manny Franco, Brad Cox. Brad Cox is he's one of those guys that's always in it. So I don't know. I'm a little weary of the 1, especially if he gets bet down. I might look to do a nice triple box, or maybe I'll put him in an exact. I don't know, man. It's a tough race. The more I look at it, I like your choice of just taking a swing with Carlos Martin and Joel Rosario. Tell me about this too. Tell me about the 2.
So the more I looked at this race, the more I'm convinced that we're going to go down to the wire with 4 horses. There's going to be at least 4 horses that are betting to win this game, you know, and it could be anybody's. I like it. This race is so tough. I liked it too. I liked it too with Joel Rosario, Forest Spirit. It seems a bit overmatched, but it won its last time out, right?
And it ran down Daggerboard.
Yeah, you know, and maybe it's just a horse that, you know, when the lights are on, it's ready to go. It sees other horses, it's ready to go. And in you know, like you're saying, in a race where Rudy, you know, maybe just throwing horses out here, and maybe you get a bad favorite, and maybe you get an Irad horse that's, you know, over bet 30-1 with Joel Rosario. You know, I don't mind that. It has good balance. Its time form isn't off too much. It's got good early speed and decent late speed. It's not like a, you know, 104 early and then a 31 late, right? We're an 81 early and then or 82 early and then a 61 late. So maybe if it gets ahead or it's just hanging around, it'll push the pace and finish here. But I also do like the 1 Tiergan with Saez. I think this horse is great the shorter it goes. So, you know, as much as we're, you know, closing distance, I think it's got a better shot to win, and it's been in the money the last 5 times. So,
yeah, no, I agree. I think the horse is in good form. Mm-hmm. I just question, you know, because again, you look back, so mile and an 1/8, mile, mm-hmm. 6 furlongs last time it went short, 10th. Okay, 7 furlongs in the slop, 6th. Okay, draw a line through it. It was a slop, scratched off the turf. 6 furlongs, 9th, 7th furlongs, 2nd by a neck. Daddy Nose is an okay horse. I've watched Daddy Nose run a couple times, but it's not like a world beater. So I don't know. You know what I mean? It's. I think you're right. I think this horse is a player. The 1 is a player. It's there for a reason. It's going to be in the money. But I think I'm a firm believer in horses. Sometimes they don't want to bite the wire. Sometimes a horse comes up and they get them eye to eye like that, and they tend to not really want to go faster, where you know others do. So I think I think this is a great race for you to take a shot in. Before we move on real quick to race 4, I do want to talk about the 3, because I think as much as I like the Bingo. 4 Quick Flash, I like the 3 workout. I have him as my 3rd horse. I do like him as well. So this might end up being, I might play a pick 3 or a pick 4 early, like I like to do, and I'm gonna use the 3 for sure. I mean, Leah Giamatti, she's very good. Jose Ortiz, 53 wins at the meet, speaks for itself. He's raced this horse 3 times, second, first. His last time he won by 8 3/4 lengths. I mean, he freaked in a $70,000 race. His highest maiden. Yes, he broke his maiden, but still 70,000. He absolutely freaked 8 3/4. I mean, that's like putting home in a minute and change. That's fast. That's fast for a mile in the slop.
So can I try to convince you a bit more about this horse?
Yeah, go ahead.
So it's coming off a bit of a layoff, yeah?
Yep.
Am I reading that right? This is horse coming
Yes.
off a bit of a layoff.
This
Trainer, 31% winning record off a layoff.
Which is pretty good.
That's pretty freaking good. This is the race that they wanted for this horse. You know, they're trying. They obviously see something in this horse that they're like, okay.
All right, I'm changing it.
Okay, you know what? I got this horse. You know, the more I'm looking at the horse, the more I'm like, God damn, that's a good fucking horse. You know what I mean?
I'm changing it. I'm not. The 1 is not my top pick. I am taking the 3. I am taking workout, and that's that. Because I mean, I looked at it on paper yesterday, and everything that you were saying, I was like, this is a good horse.
Yeah, it's not a bad, you know, that's what I'm saying. Like, we could get down to the wire here, and there's going to be like 4 horses that could have won this race. We're like, damn, man. Yeah. You know, and then we also have do you have the 5 as well? Devil's Code, Dylan Davis in the money last time. I don't like that he's 3-1 though. That bothers me. Dylan Davis at 3-1. That's short odds for him.
So
no disrespect, but
it is. And the only reason why I'm going to say it's disrespect is because Dylan's been winning races. Okay. Me and him, both Dylans have been winning some races. No, Dylan Davis is racing. He's racing very well. And he's doing that thing like we talked about in just this last race. He doesn't do anything like Dylan Davis isn't a jockey where like you watch Irad and you all of a sudden you see Irad weave through like a pack of 10, or you see Joel just dominate the rail, or Louise just dominate the rail, or Javi swing 6 wide and take off down the middle. Dylan Davis just sits. He lets the horse. He's got such calm hands. One of the best things they say about Joel Rosario is he has the calmest hands in the game. His hands just they let the reins do the work. They let the horse do the work. They don't choke it. They don't do it. You know what I mean? They don't dominate the horse. Dylan Davis has very calm hands. He lets the horse just run. So I think that's a key component as to why he's getting better mounts. Because if you start looking, man, and I've noticed it, beginning of Belmont, he was on 10-1s, 12-1s, 8-1s. He's on 3-1s. He's on 2-1s. He's on 5-1s. He's starting to, some of these trainers are starting to pick up the phone and say, hey, I can't get Irad. I can't get Jose. I can't get Louis. I can't get Joel. I'll take Dylan. My horse is good. I'll let him ride him. You know what I mean? Like, I think he definitely gets some look here. And I don't, this 5's another one. I said, and I wrote it right here on the form. He's the same thing as the 1. He might not like to win. You know, he might just bite the bit at 3 and 2. And you know what I mean? You never know. You never know. But you changed my mind. I changed my mind looking at this, talking about this. I'm going with the 3 workout. Jose Ortiz, Leah Giamatti. That's a done deal. That's a done deal. Race 4.
You want me?
Yeah.
Okay. We're on the dirt, 6.5 furlongs, 3-year-olds and up, $16,000 claiming race. I've got the 9-7-2-1, the 9 Tano with Irad, right? I picked this horse for the jockey because I think the jockey field is weak. I put that might be a little harsh.
I don't think you're wrong.
But honestly, you know, we got Harkey here, we got Franco here, we got Benjamin Hernandez here. It's not really a field of jockeys that I'm too worried about with him. And I think this, you know,
this is the weakest race on the card. All 10, this is the weakest race.
It's 16, right? $16,000 claim.
Yeah.
You know, look, I mean, Macho Boy is ran. I can't even count the number of races Macho Boy is ran. These are horses with a lot of races. The 4 Quinarelli, Davis.
48 times. A lot of races. And if you look right to the right of it, not a lot of wins.
No. So I think it's going to really take I
like your take on Tiano. I do, because like you're saying, it takes a horse with lesser that's done more. I would agree.
It's only got 3 races it's only really got 3 races in its past. It's
This
one,
came in first and third. Yeah.
I'm worried, it's only gotten 1 start at Belmont. It didn't do well, but I think that, in this race, maybe we could get something out of here. I do like Harkey on Apex Predator, the 7. He was better
There
than
it is.
he was better than the 1 last time out, and Harkey has been very solid at Belmont.
So now, fun thing about He-Man Harkey. I read this reading through just the horse racing stuff on social media. He-Man Harkey started his whole jockey thing because he used to just sit outside of trainers' paddocks and their training facilities and ask if they had any horses that needed to be worked out and if they were short staffed. And then he just slowly started picking up more workouts.
It's fucking awesome.
And trainers would do it. And then next thing you know, his name started popping up. Then he became an outrider, yada, yada, yada. Then he got in there. Like, stuff like that is so cool about like this game. And, he's on a good horse. Me personally, I'm with you. I got the 9. I think I think this is a little bit of a layup for the 9. I think it's coming out of a little bit of a tougher race. So this race is going to be easier for it, which is why it's 7-5 morning line. What I'm going to do this race is I'm going to put the 9 over the 2-7, and I'm going to just kind of see what happens. That's my look here. 9's going to finish top, and I'm going to hope that the 2 or the 7 comes in second for my exact.
The one horse I do caution on that has won against the field before is the 3 horse Have a Heart with Luis Cardenas at 15-1, just because it has won here before, but then sometimes it won't show up. It's just like
it's a
coin
tough
with
one.
this horse. It's really like flipping a coin with this horse, and in these claiming races, I don't think he has a win in any of these claiming races. No, he has no wins in claiming races. That bothers me a bit with him.
Yeah.
So
and you know what? Before we move on, I think this is. I wrote a note too. I just saw it. This is a perfect opportunity, in my opinion. You're not going to get good value. So let me start out right there. You're not going to get the best value here. You might get decent price because my best bet in the next race, he's probably going to be the favorite. He's morning line 3-1. He'll probably be anywhere from 9-5, hopefully 9-5, maybe 8-5. But this is where I think we get an IRAD double, Stone Cold IRAD double, race 4, the 9, race 5, the 1. So this 4-5 angle here, I'm going to do a $20 double, 9 into the 1, because I think IRAD steals both these races. I think he takes Tiano. Now, anybody for the next race, when we get into it, I understand why people have their concerns, but I got my best bet for a reason. So I landed on the 9, you landed on the 9, and I think we covered this one pretty well. So if you want to go ahead and you want to start us off on race 5?
Yeah, sure. Here we go. One second. Also, in this race, the number 2 Macho Boy is pretty nice, Manny Franco, but he's 5-2, man. These races.
That's who I was saying. Yeah, I'm doing that. Like, yeah, but for me, that's the second. That he's the only other jockey for me personally. So that's why I'm going to do a 9 over the 2-7 for the exacta, because I'm telling you, Apex Predator, man, it's not a good horse. Don't get me wrong, but it's going to run. It'll run
4 times this year already. It's been in the money. I think that's pretty good, especially for this kind of race is kind of we talked about it's just But okay, so this next race 5. 1 mile on the dirt. It's a claim, $30,000, 3-year-olds and up. I have the 1752. You have the 1 as well. Tell me what you like about Regality and why it's your best bet.
So Regality for me is one of these horses that I think it needed a little bit of a humbling. Okay, this horse came out, and this is going beyond what we see on DRF. I read into this horse when I made it my best bet. And this horse had a lot of hype. It was one of Steve Asmussen's top horses. He loved it. It was supposed to be one of his best, going at the sprint and distance. He was supposed to take off. Okay, so 6 furlongs, debut him. He stinks. Came in 3rd, but he didn't do what he was supposed to do for the hype. So next time out, he gets the turf, but it gets scratched off. So now he's on the slop at a mile. Finishes first by 7 1/4 lengths. Okay, so you dive into it. Fractions were pretty good. He kicked clear when he went 5th to 3rd to 1st, and when he kicked to 1st, he was gone. So that horse, he's got something behind him. He's got something, and there's a hype there. It was there for a reason. And I think this is a light field. I think this race 5, good horses. Don't get me wrong. Like I said, I like the 5, Talage. I like the 7 as well. The 7's a pretty good horse, good culture. I think the 7, good culture, is the favorite. I think he goes off 8 to 5, but I think my horse, the 1, goes off 9 to 5 right behind him. I think it's close. Another quick thing I like is Joseph Migliori. Okay, he's the son of Richard Migliori, who's a Hall of Fame jockey. He's an announcer for America's Day at the Races on MSG whenever it's on,
Fox,
and everything.
right?
Fox now. Yeah. His son, that's his kid. He just had his first win at Belmont. But it was his first horse that he won with. So that's intriguing to me. So I saw him win. He's got a good horse here. I think he links up with a fantastic trainer in Steve Asmussen. And what other jockey could you ask for other than the jockey that just won by 1 7 1/4 lengths? Like, come on.
Right. So he goes back to a mile the same way he won with the same jockey. I think you've got we both have the 1 here. It's your best bet. I really think this 1 here, it's the horse to beat. I think the only way that good culture wins is if Joel Rosario pisses off the 1. If Talage, starts, just flies out of the gate and takes the
Talage
1 out of the 5. Right.
Yeah.
But I think the only way the 7
you're
good
right,
culture could
Yes.
win is if Talage knocks Regality out of the race itself.
Yes. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. What you're thinking is the 1 and the 5 link up,
and the 7 goes
the
clear.
7's race.
That's the only way I think it loses. It's the only way I think it loses, because I think the 1 is as good in the class as you're going to get here. I
agree.
The only other horse that I'm going to say anything about here is the 2 Ajar, $800,000 horse when they got it. $800,000.
Yeah, Keeneland September by Tappet, Windstar Farm. Wow, that one look at some of its tracks, man. It was trained by Kieran, and then it got picked up by Todd, and then it got disqualified, and then it got picked up by Michael Catalano, and then it got dropped to Patrick Quick. This was an $800,000 bad investment.
Yes. So McCarthy runs it, doesn't 3rd place. McCarthy runs it again, doesn't do anything. McCarthy runs it again, 2nd place. They say, well, we'll let Lewis go on the mile with it. What happens? He wins. Then they go back to McCarthy at 6.5 furlong, 3rd place. So they go back to Louis. They go back for a mile. It's 7-2, not a great price, but this is the only other horse other than the 7 that I think has a chance winning this race. Besides the 1, I think the 1's got it.
Yeah, I don't disagree. I think the 2 is I think he's a player. I mean, I got this race 1-7-5-2. So I think, like you said, I think the 1 and the 5 link up. I think the 1 becomes too much.
We have the 1-7-5-2. Oh, okay.
1-7-5-2. Yeah. So I agree. I think the 2 is definitely a player, but when I looked through and I was like, this horse has been claimed too many times. But yeah, no, I agree. And looking at this 7, my only reason why I'm going with it is because what have you done for me lately, right? That's a great term. What have you done for me lately, Mr. 1? You won. What have you done for me lately, Mr. 7? You came in 5th, 3rd. Okay, but he's 2-1 because of his one time going a mile in the mud at 80,000 with Manny Franco. Mm-hmm. So what people are hypothetically saying is that if this horse races that one race, he's 10 times better than this field. I'm going to go on the fact that he's not going to do that.
Yeah,
Personally.
I agree with you. I think you're 100% right there.
All right, race 6, man. Race 6. Here we go. We are going a mile on the turf. It's an $80,000 optional claimer. We got a pretty good group here, man. Pretty good group. I had this race. Let's see here. 7-1-6-5. I really like the ones. I know you really like the ones, so I'm going to let you talk about them. But I do like the ones, the 1 and the 1A. We say the ones because the 1A is also eligible here. I landed on the 7 because, Dreams of Tomorrow, Jose Lezcano, I like his late kick. He has the pace, though, to stay in the race the entire time. He has the ability to be up front and close or, come from the back of the pack. And he's raced against some dogs. Chocolate Bar, Kuramata, Corelli. I mean, he's raced against some really good horses. I'm a Pharaoh. And that race that he came in second to I'm a Pharaoh, that horse absolutely freaked that day. Like, it's just...
He
it's
last time out
horses,
beat Red Storm Rising too. That's a good horse.
Yeah. Yep. And you see who came in third? Voodoo Zacker.
Yeah.
Another good horse. Like, he's raced against some good horses. And Jose Lezcano, man, he's one of those guys for me that I'll always play Jose in some way, form or another, because he's a good jockey. I trust him. He's just like Luis Zayas. He's not my top tier guys, but he's like the guys who I would always rely on,
Claude McGahee too on the trainer right there.
Shug, baby. Shug. He's another one. And Phipps Stable, they're pretty good. I mean, this horse is by Speightstown. It's, I don't know, by Sabbatical, by Magdagliadoro. Like, there's lineage. There's reason why this horse should be good, but he just hasn't. 10 races, 2 wins, 3 seconds, 3/3. I'm taking a chance. One other quick one I want to throw out there. A nice little hunch play for me because I didn't put him in it. Like I said, I got it 7-1-6-5. Ghoul, the 8 from Brazil. Johnny V, Peter Miller. I think that's a good horse if you're playing a superfecta. Throw him in there at 10-1. He's got a shot to nap 4th, 3rd. Good horse.
I like
about
the
those
8.
ones.
Okay, I do like the 8 though, because a lot of these horses raced against each other before. The 8 hasn't. The 8 is some new blood. I like that this 8 has no, I don't know if the horses deal with familiarity well, but this 8 is new. But yeah, so I picked the 1 here. I like the best bet here because you're 1 and 1A eligible, right? So if you pick the 1, you automatically pick the 1A. I think these 2 horses are phenomenal horses. I do, but my star over the best bet is the 1 Principled Stand with Irad Ortiz, Clarovich Stables. Chad Brown is the trainer. We want first time out with Gallardo. He's 2 for 2. 2 for 2 in his only 2 starts. Looks great. Good 2-1 here with Price Talk. So you get, which is another Clarovich Stables and Chad Brown, if I'm not mistaken, a horse.
And real quick, let me just bop in. Antonio Gallardo down at Tampa, he's good. Like, so that wasn't like, oh, this was some nobody that rode a good horse. Like, he's really good. They thought this horse was really good, and they shipped him up north for some good summer racing, and they got the best jockey there.
They stretched
that
him
says
out.
Something.
They stretched him out to a mile and 16. Didn't really have a problem. He
won by a neck. So his mile, he won by 7 1/4. So maybe that extra 16 is like a little too much.
So I did watch the race. What I liked about him is he got close with other horses, and maybe where some horses would fall back, he hit it. He knew it. He knew he was in that. Knew he was in that race. He knew he had to give it the extra gear, and he pumped it. Which I think they like, and I think Irad knows that he can give this horse a little bit more if it needs it. If it's a competitive race at the end, if it needs that last little giddy up, Irad can give it to him. And I think I do really like this horse, 2 for 2, and it's a foreign horse. I like foreign horses, man. I've picked foreign horses for my best bets before, so I really do like this 1 Principled Stand. But if the 1A Price Talk wins, you win there with your best bet. I kind of luck out that way.
Hey, you don't have to tell me about those foreign shippers, man. Foreign shippers on the grass, my favorite, especially Ireland horses. Anybody from Ireland, then when you see that little IRE, that's all they do over there, man. That's all they race on is grass.
I also don't miss the 9 here, chocolate bar. If you're looking for a little bit of value, we got a Ricardo Santana, Michael Maker train, good speed, better late, may help, been in the money and won against other horses here at this distance. So if you're looking for another horse that maybe can help your exacta, help your trifectas, I don't mind the 9 here. I do like the 9.
Dude,
So,
this race is really loaded. I mean, it really is. Like I like your picks for sure. I like landing on the 7. A horse we didn't even talk about was Emirati. Emirati, the 6 horse, Shadwell Stables, Chad Brown, Manny Franco. I mean, Emirati's a very good horse.
How does Chad Brown decide which horse that he wants to win this race? God,
right?
Damn.
He's just and then you flip it over, and you're like, wait a minute. Mike Maker in Rapoli Stables has the 10 Bodie Cream by Bodymeister that they paid $50,000 for at the Keeneland sale, and he's got Luis Zayas on him, who came in second his last race. This is a tough race. Very tough race.
You know who Bodie Cream beat too, right? At the he beat for a second. Chocolate bar.
Yep.
These horses have a lot. These horses, I was looking at their last races, and I was looking at their finish. These horses have seen each other a lot. There's a lot of it's gonna be a lot of competition. There's gonna be a little
bit of a throwdown.
Yeah. It's gonna be a nasty race, which I like. I like those nasty races.
Fun, man. This is. It's funny because I looked at it, and when I looked at this race and I circled race 6, and I was like, this is a hell of a race.
Yeah.
So for us, we picked 4.
Mm-hmm.
I could have picked 6
mm-hmm.
this race. You know what I mean? Like this was just one of those races. You're like, holy shit.
Mm-hmm. What 4 foreign or 3 foreign races or 3 foreign horses in that race?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
All by good trainers. That win on the grass. Like it's like, all right, go ahead, pick one, because that's what you got to do in this sport. Pick one, and then let the rest win.
Good luck to you.
All right, race 7, man, 6.5 furlongs. Another kind of not a terrible race. It's not as bad as I think race 3. Race 3's the 16,000 claimers, brutal. This is a $20,000 claimer, but it's going 6.5 furlongs, so it's a nice quick sprint. You're gonna get some horses here that are fast. This is a very fast race. You look through all the times, everybody's cruising through like a lot of these first fractions. For me, I went 8-3-1-7. I landed on the 8. First, let me get to the 3 first before I get to the 8. I like the 3 because he won his last time out. He's 33 lifetime races, 9 firsts. I like that. He's another horse that's been through the ringer. I mean, he's been claimed by everybody and their grandmother, but he's got a shot when he gets out in front. And I think this is a field he could get out in front of. So that was my angle on the 3, is I think he's a horse that I like, but he could get loose. I do know that you like the 8 as well. It's one of your big horses, so I won't go crazy on the 8. But Storm Advisory, I liked him because it's Jose. He's another one. I mean, you get that. You've noticed that you get that in these low level claiming races. You get horses that have been passed from hand to hand to hand. And it's just, you know what it is? It's funny because it's like one trainer looks at it and says, well, you couldn't do it, so I'm gonna. And then the next one says, well, you couldn't do it, so I'm gonna. And so, you know what I mean? It's like everybody tries to figure out a good horse, try to figure out their running style. And that's something that I think is kind of cool to see in these claiming races.
And they're like, you couldn't get it done. I'll get it done.
Yeah, right.
This is a good horse. This is right. There's no reason you shouldn't have been winning with this.
Yeah. A hunch thing for me. It's been that way since I was. I think my dad would say probably like since I was 6. Storm horses. Any horse with a Storm name, I put it in somewhere. So the fact that Storm Advisory is a good horse, and it's a horse that I'll put on top. It kind of all meets up for me. So I'm going with the 8, but the 3 super dangerous. 3 super dangerous.
All right. You want me to talk about some other horses here?
Yeah, take it.
Okay.
Take it, man.
So I'll talk about the 7. Joyce has pizzazz. It's a good sprinter horse. It won last time out with this jockey and in the money for its last 4, and it has won at this distance here. So I think that's something to work out. if you do like that, it's got Luis Saez on the jockey. I don't mind. You got Irad on the 6 here, skipping on Orchard. The jockey upgrade, but nothing too special. But it is Irad. I wrote nothing too special, but Irad is all that's needed. Really just a game horse. It's got a good chance. And then the one horse I do really like here, and if you're ready for Dylan to roll his eyes, he's going to roll his eyes at me. I like the 4 Alcools at 4-1 or at 6-1 with Flavien Prat on the jockey. I'm a big Flavien Prat guy. I do like Flavien Prat. I think he shows up in big races and with big jockeys, and if you're looking for value, he'll give you a bit of value. He's got good early speed and he's not bad late. He has won with this jockey, and Pratt is at this distance.
Mm-hmm.
So that is something to keep your eye on. But the 8, I was very close to making this 8 my best bet. I really do like Jose Ortiz on this 8 Storm Advisory. I think it's the best horse. It's been the talk of Monmouth lately about how well this horse has gotten. So there's something there that they're seeing. I don't know what it is. But,
and Jeffrey Englehart's he's Jeremiah Englehart's brother. He knows what he's doing. Maybe that's the thought, is that he now trains and owns this horse. Mm-hmm. So maybe that's the angle they're going. I don't know, but I'm with you. I think the 8's the beat of the beat here.
He gets a bit of a price upgrade here too. 7-2. Won 2 of his last 3 in the money, 3 of his last 3. The jockey upgrade is big to me. He wins with Carmucci. He gets Jose. So, no knock to Carmucci either. Carmucci is great, and I think he's great for sprinter horses. But you get a really, really good sprinter jockey on this horse with 6.5 furlongs. I really do like Jose here on the 8 Storm Advisory, and you are right there with the ominous. It's very ominous with the Get Stormies or the,
okay. And
Stormy over Saratoga. Some of those horses have come back to bite me in the ass. So it is very ominous. I do have to worry about that.
For sure. And there's some there, not that again, tomorrow's supposed to be a good day, but there is a 30% chance of storms tomorrow. So I'm going to take the hunch play on Storm Advisory. One I do want to talk about.
Yankees postponed. Tonight's Subway Series game will be made up Sunday as part of a doubleheader.
So Sunday they're doing a doubleheader. Well, that'll be fun. The night game is on baseball, Sunday Night Baseball on ESPN. Absolutely. That'll be good. Brutal. Tomorrow is Stroman and Cole, 1:00. Going to be a good one.
Yes.
Stroman and Cole, 1:00. Going to be a good one. One horse before we move on. One horse I do want to say, just again, just as a horse, if you're playing supers, you're playing triples. The 7, Joyce has pizzazz. Mm-hmm. Edward DeLauro, don't know much about him. But Luis Saez, what I do know is that Luis won on this horse once. His second to last time out, which beat Alcools. So Flavien Prat. This horse is pretty good. He's first, second, first. He's got some thirds, some set. I mean, he's raced 13 times. He's come in the money 8 of the 13 times. So this is another horse to put in your triples, put in your supers, because odds are he's going to be there at the wire. The 7 will be somewhere. So that's just a little end piece there. Race 8, here we go. We're about to get into 3 huge races. Race 8, race 9, race 10. These are big races. These are fun races. These are stacked races. RJ, you want to take it? Take race 8?
Sure, why not? What do we got? We got 1 1/16 miles on the turf. Inner
nice
turf.
80,000. Inner turf,
Inner turf. 3-year-olds, $80,000. Oh, we're getting a little up there in price here. I got a 7. I got a 7, 1, 2, 3. I like Rosario on the 7 space launch here. I love the jockey trainer combo, really, with Rosario and Christophe Clement. It's the deserving favorite. It's just been a bit unlucky, but maybe, right? Like we always say, maybe that's just the case. Maybe, it's doomed to always be unlucky. I don't like that it won its first race and then it's just been in the money its last 2 races. that bothers me. Maybe, but we're giving Rosario another shot. We gave Manny Franco 2 shots. He won and he came in third place. Rosario has come in third place. So maybe now it's Rosario's time to win on the 7. But, who knows? Who knows with this race? I also have the 1 Moon God, right? Is that how you say it? I don't know. Moon God?
It looks like a Q.
Moon God?
Moon God.
Todd Pletcher and Flavian Prat.
You do get the 1A as well.
Yes.
You do get a coupled entry here. So you do get Ghazali with Luis Zayas and Todd Pletcher as well, which I think personally, Ghazali's the better of the coupled entry. I think the 1A is better than the 1. That's my second choice. Is I have the 1 second for here. And I didn't mean to interrupt, but I didn't know if you knew that you had 1A coupled as well.
Mm-hmm. I think this horse has been pretty good as of late. Rosario got a bad trip on him last time out, but maybe Prat jumps on here and is pretty good. 5-1 I don't like, but I do like the you do get the 1A there. And then I got the horse that I'm really looking at that I really feel is undervalued here is the 2. We got Mira Mission 4-1. Thomas Bush on the trainer. But Jose Lezcano on the jockey. Jose Lezcano is always going to surprise. He's never he always seems to win late. It won with Saez, won with Alvarado, came in second with Lezcano last time. I think this horse maybe has something to it. Maybe there's something here where it'll win. But I do like that it's going to Lezcano here, and Lezcano can pick this horse up and win. I don't like that it's switching jockeys so much, though. We get Saez, we get Junior Alvarado, we get Ortiz, we get Lezcano. I like this stability now. We'll let Lezcano run twice. And then I have the 3 with Luis Saez has Wolfie's Dynaghost. I got to start picking much easier horses than I like the 4.
You do pick like the craziest names.
You know what I mean? It's like
that's what happens though. Sometimes those horses. That's how it goes, man.
I can't pronounce it. It's got to be a good horse. I like the 3 here to Wolfie's Dynaghost to 6-1 with Saez because it's got some sibling pedigree, right? Half brother to a Grade 1 winner and $2.6 million earner Sadler's Joy, and it has a ton of turf on its pedigree here. So I think that's something that you can look for, right? He was excellent his first time out, but then he got a bit of a layoff. We got a little bit of a layoff when he raced at November 14th at Aqueduct, didn't run till May 21st at Belmont, and he went with Jose, and he just wasn't that good. So maybe going to Saez here. Maybe that's what's gonna do it for him. I don't like the distance here for the horse. I don't like the distance here, but I do like the jockey and Saez, and he'll get something figured out. I'm not worried about that.
Yeah. So, I'm going to keep it short and sweet before we get to we got 2 stakes races coming up, 2 big stakes races. This is a huge race. Like I said earlier, I had this a little differently. I had it 4-1-7-2. I went with the 1s as my second choice, but mainly the 1A. I know there's going to be a lot of people that think that the 1A would prefer dirt more than turf here. I would differ. I would say no. I think the turf plays more to its early speed. I think it's a horse that's going to play into the pace scenario. So that's one thing but that is the reason why I landed on the 4. I like the 7 as well. The 7's a versatile horse. Space Launch, your top pick. I really like it. It's my 3rd choice. I think the 1's going to go. I think the 1's going to go. I think there's a couple other horses that are going to go. The 3 will go. Maybe the 7 will go. I think the 7's kind of going to try to play that game. But what I like here is I like the 4. Shoddy. Johnny V, Jorge Abreu. This horse has a 97 late kick. It runs down the pace. It needs its trip. Last time out with Johnny V came in third. Why? Because it broke. It was a slow field. It broke on the lead. Horse had nothing to run down. This is one of those horses that needs a target in front of it. So I'm taking a chance. He's 6-1. He's morning line. Shoddy. And I'm gonna do a 4-1 exacta because or 4-1 exacta because I think the ones are pretty good here. My hope is that the 1 and the 7 are running like hell, and the 4 is just flying past it down the stretch. At 6-1 too. I'm hoping I hope this is my money race. I hope I'm making some money here as Johnny V crosses the finish line at 6-1.
Okay.
Race 9. Here we go. We're into it. This is the start. This is the start of the last 2 races on the card. 2 pretty big stakes races. We got $100,000 perfect sting going a mile on the turf. This is a loaded field. There's a lot of good horses in this one. I have it 9-7-3-4. The 9's going to be my best bet. RJ has it 9-1-3-7. I real quick as I push through, I will touch on Princess Grace. Number 3, Michael Stidham, Luis Zayas, good horse. First, second, first. This horse has raced 4 times. It's won 3. It's came in second once. It's a very good horse. It could be facing its toughest company here, and it could be facing a horse in the 9 that it's never seen before. But the 3 is definitely live. It's a horse that's going to either come in first, second, or third. I feel like you could make that assumption based on its previous races. I'm going to skip over my other choice, my second choice, the 7, Medita. Johnny V, good horse. I'm going to skip over it. I like it. I'm playing it. The 9. This 9 horse might be the horse of the day. Might be the best one in the field. Okay. We talked about it earlier. It faced some pretty tough fields across the pond. Ireland, Great Britain, Ireland, all huge races, grade 3s, grade 2s, stakes races, handicaps, 100,000, 59,000, 79,000, 166,000, grade 3, 85,000, grade 3. I mean, this horse has just raced everybody. Look at it. What have you done for me lately? First, fourth. Joel Rosario gets back aboard. Juddmont Farms, Chad Brown. This is their grass horse. This is their horse at this distance that they're trotting out, and they're not trotting it out to lose, man. You know, Juddmont Farm, Chad Brown, when they load Viadera, they put the tack on this horse and it gets its number. It's business. It's go time. That horse is here for one reason alone. It's to win races. So I'm going to do a double into the 9. I'm going to single the 9, and I'm going to do a double with the 9 and into something the next race. That's my plan. But the 9, Viadera, best horse of the day.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I got to agree with you. Here. I got it as the best in the field. Others are going to have to chase. And like we said, at Belmont, if you're chasing, you're losing. So, you know, a loss to newspaper of record is nothing to be sad about. You know, it was probably one of our best bets.
And Regal Glory too.
And Regal Glory. I mean, it's not, this. There's no shame in that. I like that he's got 2 first wins by a neck.
Closing too.
Back
Fourth
to
first, third to first, third to first.
Back to back. Back to back neck wins and then wins again. So
I'm not saying this is going to be an easy win, but what I'm thinking is this is one of those horses that at the top of the stretch, it's absolutely flying from wherever it is. If it has a bad break and it's dead last, it's coming. And if it's mid pack, everybody's screwed because that horse is going to fly by everybody right before the wire.
The only other horse I really think has a chance here, maybe, you talked about the 3 a bit, the 7 a bit. I do like the 1 a bit here. Honey Cake from Ireland. I don't think it's a bad horse. Won its last race out. Gets
First
Manny
race
Frank.
States.
It gets Manny Franco and Thomas. They've been very good together over the past, year and a half. They've been very, very good. Jonathan Thomas and Manny Franco. 3 wins in 2020. It's kind of an all or nothing horse. It's gonna, It's going to win or it's not going to be there. So it's, it's raced males before and won. It's, a female horse that races male and it races males and wins. That's a tough motherfucker. So, maybe the one has a shot here just, in the dark, but like you said, the nine is the class of this whole day. We've talked about that. So,
I think that's the best horse that's going to step on the track tomorrow. There, out of every race, that is the Viadera horse. That's the best horse. You're going to look at this horse. It's going to look good. It's going to sound good. It's going to work out well. I mean, this is a horse's horse. If it loses, it loses. Favorites lose all the time. But optically, visually, this horse is going to look like it should. Mm-hmm. So the rest is just going to come down to what happens when the gates open.
Mm-hmm. I agree with you.
Good there?
Good there.
All right, man. This is another good one. Race 10. Here we go. $400,000 grade 2 Suburban Stakes. In this race, we have a lot of familiar faces. We have Mr. Moretti, the one horse who we both have won some money with. Got the 2 Informative, short field. I'll read everybody. The 3 Prioritize, the 4 Mystic Guide, the 5 Max Player, and the 6 Happy Saver. Now, both of us landed on Happy Saver here. I think the 4 Mystic Guide is very dangerous. I don't necessarily think this is a 2-horse field. It looks like a 2-horse field a little bit on paper, but I think, and I'm going to hate that I'm about to say what I'm about to say, if Flavian Pratt gets loose with Moretti on the front, that horse has shown he's tough to pass.
Yeah.
And he's strong. That horse is strong on the front. So that's an interesting play. I do have it 4-1-6-2. 4-1-6-2 is how I'm playing this race.
I got it 6-1-4-2. I mean, we're basically deadlocked there.
I'm sorry, 6-4-1-2.
I got a 6-1-4. Yeah, like I said, we're just about deadlocked.
I got the same thing you do. I swapped I originally was going to take the 4, but I swapped it. I do have Happy Saver above. Tell me why you like Happy Saver and he's your best bet.
Well, I mean, he's unbeaten. I like pressing unbeaten horses. I like to be shown that it can be beat. It's beaten Mystic Guide before. I think this horse has some nuts, and it's won with Irad 4 times, right? Goes Irad win. Let McCarthy jump on jockey. He wins. Irad jumps back on, wins. Irad jumps back on again. He wins. So he's 4-0 with Irad. At Belmont, he's 3-0. So he's got some pedigree here. He was on a bit of a layoff. They gave him an allowance or, a $100K optional claiming race to come back on, right? For just to set it up. And he just just smashed everybody. So this is a race that they really believe in this horse. The price is probably going to be very poor. He's already money line right now with Irad is 6-5. He'll get bet way deeper than that. But he's unbeaten, and I think he's won a grade 1 already. He won the grade 1 Gold Cup, on this track already last October. Took some layoff after that, but then wins again. So, this is a winner, and I like picking winners.
I agree. I mean, the glaring thing is the 5 for 5. I mean, this horse, he
wins.
And you could even say, even going, like you said, before his last race that came out at Belmont in May, before his last race, you could look and you could say, all right, so 2020, he went 4 for 4. 2020 was a weird year, especially for everybody, jockeys, horse, everything. Everything was weird. So for him to hop out 2021 and just win right away, boom, pick up right where he left off, the horse could be really good. So begs to me the question, why Mystic Guide is the even money favorite over we're splitting hairs. Even money and 6-5 is splitting hairs, but the morning line projectors have the 4 being the favorite over the 6. And I just don't get it. I don't get it. I know the 4 has won some good races. He's won his last 2 out of 3.
He won the
3 out of
Dubai World
4.
Cup. He won the Dubai World Cup too.
Last
So that's
time
gonna,
out. Yeah.
that's gonna
But
give him a little bit of.
again, man, I don't know. I think it's a little bit of a different animal when you win the Dubai World Cup. That's a crapshoot. You're all going to one racetrack. It's like a neutral field type of a thing. Well, you're coming to IRAD's home turf. So now you know what I mean? You're walking into IRAD's home turf. You're giving IRAD a very good horse. And you're telling me he might not be the favorite. So all right, if Mystic Guide goes off even money or 4-5, you're telling me I get 6-5 or 7-5 on IRAD on 6 Happy Saver? Take my money. Take it.
Right.
I mean, like, after the race.
You're telling me not to bet a horse that IRAD's already won on 4 times and has never lost before. It's like, and some analysts may say, well, that wasn't the smart money, but a winner is a winner. I'm not here for feel good stories. I'm here to, pick winners.
We're here to win.
And this is the horror, I'll pick up the chalk if I have to,
That's what we are, man. We pick it up. We pick up that chalk.
The only thing I'll say else about this race is Moretti at 10-1 is a dangerous price. If he clears, if you leave Moretti off of your ticket, you're stupid. Let me put that in the money. 6 out of 6. Plain flat stupid. You leave Moretti off the ticket because this horse, if he jumps the field, we've seen it. He's gone. Yeah,
he's so fast and so strong and can go so fast for so long. I got it written here that he'll try to hold off the 6. That's gonna be his game plan. And Moretti races one way. That's the thing. That's what I like about horses like Moretti. You respect them, you appreciate them because they show you their hand. They're like, here, I'm gonna go far and fast as I can, and hope I get there before you do. That's it. He's not gonna be tactical. He's not having some guessing game. He's gonna go, and I think we catch him. I really do. I think Happy Saver catches him and goes, but who knows? Maybe he links up with that 4. Maybe Moretti and Mystic Guide get caught up front, and Mystic Guide or Moretti runs Mystic Guide into the ground. Because if that's the case,
I'll definitely have a 6-1-4 exacta and see
you gotta play them.
Which 2 of them figure it out. But this is the thing: is that Prat is a smart winner coming off of that Preakness win with Rumbauer at like 11-1. He wasn't the best horse in that race, but he waited. He just waited out his chance. Prat knows going in with Moretti what he needs to do. He knows that he's going to
has to go.
He has to go, and he has to, he'll just have to fend him off. And Prat's not going to play any games. He knows that he's going to have to do that. I don't know if he wins here. I don't think he wins here. I think Happy Saver is going 6-0 and 5-for-5 with IRAD. I just think that's the way it goes. I think that's the way a cookie crumbles. You think Viadera is the best horse? Happy Saver comes up right behind him as the second best horse. And what I really like is that we've got some good races going for 9 and 10. So, we'll get to build up our tolerance through the first 8 races, but then 9 and 10 is showtime for us. And I'm very excited about that because sometimes you can play stakes races for the first, 4 or 5, and then, 8 is an optional claiming. No, 9 and 10, the big races, those are our what we're really worried about and really focusing on. And
the cool thing about horse racing too is you go 0 for 8 and you hit the last 2 races. You may end up with money, you may end up breaking even, you may end up losing less than you did. It takes 1 or 2 races in horse racing, man, to turn your whole day around. It really does. So that's the cool thing about this whole thing that we do here is, we give you our top picks. We give you who we like. We talk to you about it. We're just trying to make everybody a buck, just like we're trying to make a buck. We're here doing the same things that we're telling everybody else to do. So,
it's good to, sit down and have fun, and we're going to be doing other stuff, but then, hey, it's post time in 20 minutes. Okay. And then when 20 minutes is up, we're, and it's good fun. It's good fun.
Yeah. It's dude, it's 4th of July weekend. I can tell you that, you know, Saturday, Sunday, I'm going to have a beer in my hand and I'm going to have the horses on the TV.
Mhm.
And maybe some baseball. Maybe we'll sprinkle. Yankees have stunk. So maybe
yeah.
we'll sprinkle some Subway Series in there, but I don't know, man.
I don't know with this weather, man. It's like, Jesus, are they even,
Tough.
you know, are they ever gonna play? You know, what's
Tough.
going on?
Well, you know, that's gonna do it from us here today. Quick shout out, as always. Thank you to DRF and everything we get from their programs, their PPs. It's awesome. We get everything that we, you know, that we take from there. We get right from their stuff. So that's awesome. Don't forget, tomorrow our article comes out. You can follow us on Twitter at _the_final furlong. We're always there. We're live streaming. We're live doing every race. We're giving out our tickets. We're showing our tickets. We're in the trenches with everybody. Yeah, we got receipts, man. We got receipts. So as always, you know, RJ, thank you. Love you. Everybody, good luck, man. We'll see you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.